Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my September goals and the reasons why I want to go ahead and start these goals. Of course, if you've seen any of my previous goal making videos, a lot of these are familiar. I have been off track for a while, but it's time to get back on track. So let's go ahead and dive into the first goal, and these are in no particular order except for what came to my brain as I was setting them out. So I am going to attempt, this is my challenge to myself for September, for 30 days. Every night before going to bed, I'm going to empty out my kitchen sink of all the dishes, of all the cat food cans, all of that type of stuff. I'm going to empty it out and have a clean sink before going to bed. Challenge accepted. Let's see how I do. I'll give an update at the end of the month on that. But trying this whole new goal making thing where it talks about metrics and all of that, and let's just say we're at a 1 where it needs attention, because I very often go to bed with dishes in my sink, dirty dishes that really should just be put into the dishwasher because the dishwasher has dirty dishes, but I'm too lazy and don't do it. So challenge for September is 30 days of putting the dishes away into the dishwasher, cleaning them off, doing whatever I need to do to get them not in the sink. And that includes if I end up eating a midnight snack, I have to do the dishes. The second goal, it's eat better. And most people would say, well, that's not a specific goal, which it isn't. And right now I am currently reading a book called Heart Solution for Women, and I started it because I got my blood work back in early August, and let's just say that bad cholesterol is still going up. Good cholesterol is now going down. It is almost 10 points lower than it was last year, which is not good. So it is very concerning. Last year it was still in that okay range, that it wasn't concerning, but now that it is 10 points lower, it is very concerning. Total cholesterol overall is still not that bad, but it is still higher than it should be, higher in the normal range than it should be. Triglycerides stay the same. The LDL or HDL to cholesterol, that it's concerning, so it needs to be looked at. So I purchased this book. It's a Kindle book. There's also a physical book out there as well, but I purchased the book, The Heart Solution for Women, and I'm reading it right now. I'm starting to go through the whole assessment process of this, and in there it will tell me, once I go through the assessment process of everything, it will tell me what types of foods I should eat and stay away from, all of this type of stuff. So on top of that, I also purchased a cookbook for foods that are to help with cholesterol. So stuff that's supposed to help with lowering bad cholesterol and raising your good cholesterol. And that's where I'm at right now. And we'll see how it goes. I am currently just cooked all the meals for the last week of August, which goes into September, and it's all some of the foods that I had in my fridge. And I'm hoping that over Labor Day weekend I can just kind of start fresh with this. Looking at the Farmer's Almanac, it said the best days in September to start a diet or start a health plan is the 1st and the 5th. So if I can start on Tuesday the 5th, then I may be a little bit better at maintaining it, according to the Farmer's Almanac. But really and truly, I've talked about eating right, dieting healthy, all of this type of stuff for a while now, and honestly, I am ready. There's always that mindset where you can't really change yourself until you're ready. And I keep in the back of my mind, it's like, but am I really ready? But I'm ready to not have this little thing's poking out all the time. I'm ready to not be in pain. I'm ready to heal faster. I'm ready to not have this happen. And I'm at least at that point a lot earlier in my life than my dad was at. He was 64 when he was like, okay, I'm ready to eat better. I'm ready to go through the process of bypass surgery, the gastric bypass surgery, and all of that type of stuff. The unfortunate thing is that he made that decision, and 3 weeks later he had a massive heart attack and passed away. It's been 11 years since he passed away, so it's still very sad because it was kind of on the sudden side, but it wasn't sudden. He was a very large man. He had heart problems. He always had high blood pressure from way back when, and with injuries and everything, he wasn't able to exercise like he was, so he just started putting on the weight. When he quit smoking, he exchanged the motion for smoking with eating, and he was always the eater, so all of that combined, the injuries, the smoking, all of that type of stuff, it led to him gaining a lot more weight, and had both of his knees replaced and all of that. So heart health is very kind of important for me, and I want to live a long life, and I want to be like my mom, where at 78 she's not having to take any prescription medicines. She's able to get around fairly easily. She knows now not to tweak her back or all of that. She's not having to use canes or crutches or any of that when she hasn't injured herself. So I just want to be like that and be like my grandfather, my mom's dad, who was 103 when he died. And just I want a long life, basically. So since I'll be turning 43 in a couple days, it's kind of like I'm at that point where it's like, okay, I'm ready to start this all. I'm ready to start over. So I'm reading that book. Hopefully we can start something and eating a little bit better, and hopefully within I may go back in like 6 months to have my blood work redone to see where it's at right then, and see if it's going, if everything is moving in opposite directions and moving into the better scope of things. I know this is a lifestyle change, so that is a massive thing. So that is goal number 2, is to eat better. So I have kind of a plan set in place for that. I'm going to try to follow it for 30 days or 25 days, since I'll be starting on the 5th of September, and then just go from there. Third goal is to wake up at 4 in the morning every single morning. And a lot of people would say, why would you do that, including on the weekends? And well, on the days that I have to go into the office, I have to get up at 4 a.m. because that's just, I want to avoid traffic. I start work at 6:30. I want to be able to come home at a reasonable time and not have to deal with a lot of traffic. So for me, it's just easier to get up at 4 and drive into the office when I need to. But on the days that I work from home, or even on the weekends, because of the cats, I like to keep a schedule because they get used to a schedule. And I honestly, today is one of those days, same thing, where 4 o'clock came around, I was working from home, and I just ignored the clock, the daylight clock, and the birds chirping and the cats nuzzling my head trying to get me up and everything. I ignored it all. I even ignored the 6 o'clock alarm clock to get me up. That was my cell phone. I ignored that one too. I mean, I ignored it enough to where I hit stop, and then I went back to bed until about 6:40, and then I was like, oh crap, I have to go to work. And run down the hallway and try to get my computer to start up. So the reason why I want to do this is, when I did wake up at 4 a.m., I felt so much more productive every single day. And I just feel like I am in that, I get up in the morning and I just feel overwhelmed. And it's like, I haven't even fed the cats and I already feel overwhelmed. So I want to get back to the getting up at 4 a.m. just because, one, to be on a schedule. Also, I'm tired of messing up my sleep schedule as well. So that means going to bed earlier and trying to get myself back into that rhythm. I started taking melatonin, but then I stopped because I was taking ibuprofen, which is they're not a good combination because something about blood coagulation, whatever. So now that I'm not taking ibuprofen, I'm going to go ahead and start taking melatonin again tonight to get back onto this pattern, the circadian rhythm and everything, to get me back into where I'm able to get up at 4 a.m. every morning. I will not take the melatonin for very long, like 1 to 2 weeks at most, and just to get me back onto that rhythm of actually, you know, every single morning getting up at 4 and going to bed early as well. The fourth goal that I have is that I want to read 2 books. So, and that could be physically read a book, read a Kindle book, listen to an audiobook, something like that. But I just feel that I want to gain some knowledge, and I kind of like what I'm doing right now, where I'm listening to a fiction book on Audible, and then I'm reading this heart health. And so it's like try to do a fiction book as an Audible one, and then a nonfiction book as so it's like doing a financial book or something like that, another productivity, something like that along that line, but something that's nonfiction as well. And it's one to be more knowledgeable about things, but also to use my mind. And the fantasy, it's to create the worlds in an alternate, you know, just using your I forgot the word. Imagination. I'm like, it starts with an I. What does the word? Imagination. So that's one of the things that I want to get back into a reading habit and all of that. So start that up again as well. And then the 5th goal is, and it's sitting right behind the camera, it is my stationary bike. And I wanted to say 3 days a week, but because I haven't been exercising, because I do have an Achilles injury, I am healing. I'm still going to physical therapy for it. There are days like today where it just hurt, along with all the plantar fasciitis stuff I don't know why that was all hurting today on both feet, because I didn't do anything yesterday except for lay around. So yeah, I literally laid on the couch all day on Sunday. So but there are days that you just need to do that. It's rest and heal and all of that. I was kind of starting to have a sore throat, so I just needed to take the day to just kind of like heal myself a little bit. So in this case, I wanted to say 3 days a week, but really I'm going to be honest with myself. And I wrote down 2 days here, but I almost want to say 1 day, but I'm going to push myself to do 2 days, at least 2 days a week, 10 minutes a day. So it doesn't need to be a full 10 minutes sitting down at one time, because I can't do that right now because it's been so long, but at least do 10 minutes a day for 2 days during the week. So, and that's mainly just to get myself feeling a little bit better. When I've been walking from my car to the office, when I have to go into work, it is about a half a mile walk from where I park my car and where I work. And carrying my backpack and everything, I get winded, and I don't want to be winded anymore. I mean, I should not be winded in just a half a mile. And then even walking from the office to my car, I get winded, and I'm not walking very fast because of the injury. I don't want to push it. But I do walk faster than some people. So it's kind of like, I'm not a slow walker, but I'm not currently my normal speed walking because of the injury. So those are my goals. I think that they're somewhat attainable, and I'm just going to try to keep track of them, and yeah, all of that, add them into my habits. And it's just the only one that's kind of like the ambiguous one is the eat better, and that I'm still kind of working through that because I still need to finish reading the book, and I'm kind of giving myself this week. So I'm filming this on Monday, and it would be an entire week. I would really start cooking on Labor Day and doing all of that stuff to meal prep for the following week. And I meal prepped today while I was working and made spaghetti. Not the best for blood sugar levels, but I didn't put as much noodles in the thing and did more meat sauce. And I know red meat is not the best thing to eat, but I did have grass-fed, farm-raised beef in there, and I added a lot more vegetables to the meat mixture as well, and have a side of vegetables and not a side of garlic bread or something like that. And then the other one, because I had them in the freezer, they're breaded chicken breast with stuff in the middle of them, like stuffed in the middle of them. And because that is already breaded, I tried to not do as much rice. So the rice packet was 3.5 servings, and I split that up into 5 different meals. So because the chicken was already breaded, so there's the carbs already, and then I added green beans to that as well. So not a lot of vegetables in that one. There is some corn, which is more of a starch, and some other things, but I'll add some guacamole to it, which is a fat. And but yeah, so it's like I'm just gonna try to start eating a little bit better and everything. And yeah, so I will give a follow-up at the end of this month on how I've done and where I'm standing right now. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this very quick video on September goals. I am just trying to think of a video to put up on Wednesday, and I was like, you know what, I need to get back on track with doing goals, and let me go ahead and just put these out there and get this done. And yes, so I hope that you guys will join me on my next video, which is a budget check-in, and it will be for the entire month of August. It will be a little bit later on Friday because I have to wait until Friday morning to film that video, and then I have to edit and everything. So it'll be a later in the day, probably in the afternoon, evening time, that it will get posted, because I think I also have to work on Friday. Normally I wouldn't because it's my day off, but it is the first day of the month and I have to do month-end close for my actual job. So, but yeah, so there's that video's coming up. I am going to be working on doing a cleaning video for Sunday as well, and I'm focusing on doing a deep clean of my storage closets. One is in my guest bedroom. I'm looking at it right now, and mainly what's going to happen in that room, I already did a clean out of it. I'm not going to clean it out completely, but I'm getting ready to do a bathroom refresh on my hall bathroom. So I'm going to start collecting all the items that I do have in that closet that is for that bathroom refresh and start putting it out somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be underneath the desk over here or somewhere, and just have it ready so when I have a moment to start like patching up holes or doing silicone or doing something like that, that I can start doing those little projects. And then in October, that's when I can really hit with the carpet removal, painting, all of that type of stuff. And I don't have to worry about all the making sure that the holes, the cracks, all of that stuff's patched and caulked and everything like that. And then I also have a storage closet that is in my primary bathroom, and that is the cleaning and like holiday storage closet. So I will be pulling things down that are my spring summer decorations, putting those away, pulling out the fall decorations. And I'm not sure, because I haven't actually done this yet, but I'm not sure if that cleaning video will also include a fall decorate with me, and just kind of, as I'm cleaning the rooms, kind of decorate the rooms as well. So I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. I forgot, next week's next Wednesday's video will be a September budget setup as well. So I hope that you guys look forward to those videos. If you do, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you are notified when I do post that video. Hit the like button if you liked this, and share with me some of your goals down in the comments down below. Thank you everybody, and have a wonderful Wednesday, a wonderful week. Have a safe and happy Labor Day if you are here in the US. Bye everybody.